Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views. My name is Nick Santiago. I'm with you here for another morning session here. Today is Tuesday, May 17th, 2011. There's a lot to cover, so let's just jump right into the charts. We're going to see that the S&P E-mini futures are trading higher by $1.75 now, as there is news released right at 8:30 a.m. I believe it's housing starts for the month of April. So we are getting just a slight little pop in the market at the moment. We'll see if that will last. I'm not sure. Prior to this, futures were just up 50 cents on the session. If we move over to the U.S. dollar index chart, which I feel is the most important chart in the market, you'll see the dollar's having a pretty good session so far. So if the dollar moves up, obviously I think the market will move down, but that usually will be more tightly correlated once the opening bell rings. Right around 9:30 in the morning. So just realize that right now the U.S. dollar index is trading higher by about 19 cents, getting a little bit of a pullback, and that will help the market get a little bit of a bid. But in any case, we'll have to watch this. There we go. Sure enough. So the dollar holding up very, very well, and you see the market coming back in. Now just up 50 cents on the session. So we're getting a little bit of pre-market action here. We'll see how it plays out. All in all, I'm expecting a flat day, maybe even a slightly negative day if the dollar could continue to catch a little bit more of a bid. Now, if the dollar pulls back, obviously the market will move higher. Yesterday, all you had to do was look at a U.S. dollar index chart, and you could see the action there. The dollar started out very, very weak yesterday, and look how it wound up down into around 11 o'clock, and then after that, started to make its move higher, and sure enough, took the steam right out of the markets, and the markets gapped down sizably yesterday and finished really where they gapped down. So the markets overall were pretty weak yesterday, and we'll see today if the U.S. dollar index catches a bid once the opening bell rings. The markets could be weak again, no doubt about it. Okay, so let's cover a few other things here. We talked a little bit about the dollar. The U.S. dollar index is up 20 cents, so that's really a negative for the overall inflation rally here. Futures have just gone negative by a quarter point. Let's look at USO, which looks to be trading lower again this morning. Yesterday, USO closed at 38.51 a share. Today, it's at 38.38 a share at the moment. Looks like spot crude is down just about 40 cents or so, so not that big a deal. But we'll see how it all plays out in a little while. That's going to be very, very important to keep an eye on the dollar, especially when looking at crude. Now, let's glance at the GLD. You'll see GLD is also lower, stronger dollar. Lower gold. GLD yesterday closed at 145.37. Today trading at 145.16. Not that big of a deal, but nonetheless, it is a little bit lower. And then we have silver, which is highly popular here. The SLV, which is closed at 32.85. This morning, trading right around 33.13. So silver is actually getting a little bit of a bounce on the SLV. Okay, spot silver seems to be flat at the moment. All right, let's just jump right into some leading names that are in the news today. Home Depot reported earnings this morning. Okay, Home Depot yesterday closed at 36.98. Today it's trading at 36.85. Again, I'm not going to make too much out of Home Depot today, just because yesterday the stock did have the Lowe's company had earnings, and that's the same sector, so the stock was dragged down a little bit there. But again, we'll watch this market very closely, but Home Depot could be in focus, at least initially early, because they did report earnings this morning. Hewlett-Packard, HPQ, ticker symbol. That company warned that their earnings were not they're going to have a weak quarter coming up. A little late for a warning, in my opinion, but nonetheless, the stock has been behaving horribly on the daily chart. Let's just take a look at it in the pre-market, and you'll see it's down to 37.90. So down a little bit, closed at 39.80, and you can't warn right before you're going to release earnings. But in any case, the stock is down pretty significantly, so we'll see how that plays out. That could be in play this morning, at least for day traders. Let's take a look at Walmart. Walmart had numbers as well, and the stock is getting hit. Walmart was priced at a premium, though. Just realize this. Walmart has had a great move higher. Okay, recently, this is the daily chart right here. You can see the big move up in Walmart. Now, if you look at the stock today, it's down trading around 55.41. Walmart yesterday closed at 56.06. So again, when these numbers are baked into the cake during earnings and they're released, yeah, the stocks usually sell off unless they could really surprise. And in this case, there was no real surprises there, as the Walmart stock really has had a great move over the past 2 months and really was due for a correction or a pullback. And this morning, it looks like you're getting that after the earnings release. Pretty nice little fall down to around 55.41. So that stock's down about $1.60 at the moment. Futures have gone negative by $1.50, and this is all about the dollar. Look at the dollar here. I'll put that chart up. Yep, and you can see it. Dollar getting a nice big sprint higher, and that's all that matters. Dollar up, market down. Really just that cut and dry, that simple. Looks like we do have some reports out. U.S. housing starts, 523,000. March housing starts with 585,000. So much, much less. Again, to me, it's not about the economic news anymore, and it really never was. It's really only about the dollar. Whatever the dollar does, the market's going to go inverse to it. So the dollar is up, market down, dollar down, market up. Just that cut and dry, that simple. It's been a tough trading environment, especially after the first couple of hours, just because the dollar gets whipped around all over the place. If we take a look at the U.S. dollar index chart yesterday, look at this thing. I mean, it's been really all over the map. You had an up move right around 7 o'clock. Here was the 9 o'clock hour, sold off. Little rallies, little rallies, little rallies, taking steam out of the market. And then really rallied higher last night into the 75.75 area on the U.S. dollar index. And then we came down, wrapped around, big sell-off. I mean, look at the action in this thing. It is all over the place at the moment. And the market is just trading computer algorithms directly inverse to the dollar. So it's tough action. But and this is also options expiration week, where the institutional monies will play a lot of games with the short-term investors, short-term retail options investors. So again, if there are some stocks out there with too many calls or too many puts, yeah, the institutions just take it the other way for a few days, okay, and shake everybody out. That's normally what happens. That pretty much covers everything I wanted to talk about. I do know we have a little bit more economic news, I believe, at 9:15. Yeah, I think it's going to be industrial production for the month of April. I don't know if that's going to really move the markets. I don't think it will. What I do think is we just got to keep an eye on the U.S. dollar index. Remember, the problems in Europe seem to be growing by the minute, whether it's the Greek debt crisis, Portugal, Ireland, and then you have, countries that are on standby like Spain, Italy, and Belgium and others that really have big issues over there as well. So again, we'll see how it all plays out. I'm not really certain. It's just going to be a dollar story once again. Dollar up, market down. And look at the dollar soaring here, and look at the futures. Pretty simple. Just goes right down. Okay, everybody. That's going to do it for pre-market news and views. I'll see everybody tomorrow morning. Have a great day.